Hello everyone, it's Tana. Welcome back to the Rabbit Hole Designs YouTube channel. Today we're working with the Sweet Christmas, and I did pull out Baby's First Christmas because I had a snow globe I wanted to use from that stamp set, but I didn't get around to using it today. But we are going to make two cards. So first I'm going to add some snow pen marker to the roof of my gingerbread house. Now, if you remember, I had started watercoloring them with the other images in the previous video this month, but I changed them to mostly metallic watercolor. I just wanted to play with the metallic watercolors, so rather than finish them off with the Tim Holtz Distress watercolor pencils, I opted for the metallic watercolors, my Yuli watercolors. And now this pen is strange. You can't push on the nib, because if you do, you're going to get a whole bunch out that you didn't want. So I kind of pushed the nib down off to the side on my glass mat and just added it to my images till I thought I had enough. If it didn't puff up the way I wanted, I added more after and repeated the process. But you got to be careful. You can't get too close to that stuff, or it's going to look burned instead of like snow, or like burned marshmallow. So I have this background I made in the previous video, and I'm using my very antique decal edge trimmer. I had gotten this from my grandmother, and it does not have measurements. Maybe one day I will put measurements on there, but for now I just kind of guesstimate. And I'm going to put double-sided adhesive on the back of that panel and adhere it onto a dark green card base. And I went really simple with this card. There's so much going on with the background and the metallic colored cupcake, and then I put like part sparkle pen, shimmer pen on the parts of the candy canes on the background. So I just cut a scallop circle piece of vellum, adhered my cupcake to the vellum, and then once that was dry, I popped it up with foam tape by only putting foam tape where the cupcake was on the back of the vellum. That way you can't see through the vellum where it's adhered. There is no sentiment on the outside of these cards today, but there are on the inside. And for this first one, I have a very Merry Christmas, which comes from the Sweet Christmas stamp set. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on the inside of my card using some more 1/4 inch double-sided adhesive. And by now my cupcake is fairly dry, and we're going to add our foam tape to that. And yes, I know sometimes I overdo it, but I really wanted it to stick and stay. So now you really could, I normally do put liquid glue on the back of the foam tape, but those foam squares that I get from Dollar Tree are really sticky, so I didn't bother to put any glue on them this time. And I put it down in the lower right hand corner. And now I'm stamping out my second inside sentiment, Christmas is sweeter with friends. And I don't believe I used that sentiment yet between all these cards I've done so far, so I went ahead and used that one. And this gold cardstock I used, I think it was extra from a Spellbinders kit, and it was letting gold off everywhere, totally shedding, so I used my Nuvo cleanup brush there to brush everything off. I adhered my inside panel to the card base, and now I'm just showing you here that I trimmed a gold piece of cardstock with the antique decal edge trimmer, and we're going to adhere that to the red card base, and it's top folding, A2 sized. And I cut my little frame out of that because I have an arched piece of vellum, but I wanted to tie in the gold cardstock that I was using as a frame, as a mat for my card panel, and tie that in by putting a gold frame around the vellum. And now we're going to use that panel that I had ink smushed with the extra red from the Distress watercolor pencils in the last video, and put some foam tape on there and added my liquid adhesive. I'm going to make sure we adhere that on all nice and centered. Now I did use an embossing folder from my stash to give that a little bit more texture, because there's just the one color there on the ink smooshing. And now we're going to adhere our gingerbread house into the center of that arch. Add some more foam tape. And once we adhere that, these cards are both done. A very quick video this time around, guys. I want to say, don't forget to hang around and see everybody's favorite cards through the month of December. And lots of inspiration for your holiday cards. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and the fan page, and to like us and subscribe here on YouTube. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to see more videos. And don't forget to see us on Instagram. That's where you'll find your inspiration daily. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now, guys.